This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be interviewing Gaurav. I think I said that right. Basically, we'll just be asking you questions, and you answer however you feel is necessary, and we will give you what we think your best fit type would be. However you use that is up to you. Um, yeah, man, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Gaurav, and I'm a part-time poker player and a full-time digital marketer. With that, I'm also learning new things every day. Right now, I'm learning about red pill theory and little bit about stock market trading.
Okay. So you're into stocks, right? Stocks.
Yeah,
So what got you into
actually,
stocks?
actually in the beginning when I'm in like in USA, there's Warren Buffett. Same in India, there's Rakesh Jhunwala. So
Mm-hmm.
when I listen the story of Rakesh Jhunwala and how he achieved $2 billion with just 50,000 rupees, means around $100 in your no, not $100, around $500. So
Mm-hmm.
in how he convert $500 to $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So that story inspired me. So I want to know about that. Okay, how can how can I earn passive income through my salary, sal- salary income?
Okay. This is okay. Hmm. So, what do you think about the market right now? What's your thoughts?
Uh, Actually, in India right now we are rising, but in USA when I see the Nasdaq, so the tech companies are not doing good. Right now they are also hiring lots of employees right now because of their balance sheet. But in India, everything is fine right now because most of the foreign direct investment is coming in India because everybody is thinking that India is growing and the GDP is also good for India and our future outcomes are also good because currently the government is very good and their capitalistic views are very good for the company for the country as well. And the ease of business ranking is also improving year wise every year.
Okay. What do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, maybe I can become a full-time poker player, and with that, I also going to earn some money with stock trading and investment. And I'm going to quit digital marketing as a job, and I'm going to start my blog related to veganism.
Okay. If you had three wishes, what would you wish for and why?
The first wish will be related to veganism because I like animals, so I want to spread the message of veganism around the world. So maybe I want to become a best YouTuber and in the niche of veganism. And the second wish is I want to become a good poker player as same as Daniel Negreanu. And the third wish is I want to start my online business related to vegan e-commerce so that I can sell some stuff related to vegan milk and other kind of.
Okay. Okay. So vegan. So you want to spread the vegan, and you want the vegan e-commerce business, and then you want what was the second one? I forget. My memory's kind of fading.
Vegan e-commerce.
Vegan
The
e.
second one is yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what got you into being a vegan, man? If you don't mind me asking.
Actually, uh, actually, it happened in 2014, in 2016. Uh, in 2016, I start playing poker at that time. So at that time, there is a one guy very popular, Alien Negrano. So he is always telling and bragging about veganism. So I don't know about what is veganism. So I searched that term in on YouTube, and when I searched the search that up on YouTube, there's one guy whose name is Dario Nardi, and there's one video title name is The Greatest Speech Ever. So when I watched it, I connected by that thing because when I'm young, I have one kitten, and uh, I am very attached with that kitten. So when that kitten got died in front of me, then I can feel the pain of the animals as well. So that is why I became a vegan.
Okay. Wow. It's a pretty good story. So what got you into typology?
Mm, actually, it happened maybe 3 years ago. I at the time I got dumped by my girlfriend. So at the time, I find that yeah, I do not have a very good social skills. So to improve my social skills, I start learning about my personality because I want to aware about I want, what I want in my life. So I come in contact with 16 personality. Then after when I give the exam, I got one personality. I'm not going to tell that personality to you. And then after I also tried purity, and in most of the exams I got one personality, but sometimes I get another personality as well. But when I come in contact with your channel, then I see that there is a different kind of way to learn about MBTI because I believe that through questions you can't guess the MBTI type properly. But with that with that temperament and with the communication style, you can understand the MBTI type of each each guy and each person very easily by just interacting with them. I also I when I start watching your YouTube videos, I also try uh, to deduce the MBTI type of my office employees.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. That's really
And
good.
in my interview process, I always use MBTI type because I want those guys who have extrovert thinking in the first and second position. So I
Mhm,
always try to get those employees in my company
mhm. Um,
because I'm a manager there.
so what's three things you think you struggle with?
Mm, first one is uh, the first one is I forget too much sometimes. Because take an example when I'm talking with someone and he asked me about that thing, this thing happened that time. So I always ask them what is the context of that thing because it is very hard for me to remember the past incident. And the second one is it is very hard for me to be in the moment, in the present moment. Uh, right now, I'm trying to improve that thing by doing meditation. And the third one is I like to be alone, remain alone, but my friends is always forcing me to go out and do things. But I also learn a little bit about pickup, and I also try to do that thing, but it doesn't work out. But yeah, the last girlfriend I got with that pickup as well. So it worked out for me, but I have little bit fear currently as well in that thing as well.
Okay. Um, what is your dream job? And if you could attain that, what would it be?
Dream job actually, uh, the job is I want to become an entrepreneur. The main aim is I want to become an online entrepreneur because I I take one course related to sales, but I do not do very well in that. So I begin to think that in online thing I can do much better because in that thing I do not have to interact with lots of persons. So that is why I want to become an entrepreneur. Instead of job, I want to become an entrepreneur, online entrepreneur.
Okay.
How do you make decisions?
Mm, logically, it takes time for me to take a decision, but first I search on YouTube and I also read some books. And if sometimes the thing is like that, if I have to take a decision in one day or in 5 minutes, then I will go with my gut feeling. Otherwise, if I have a time to do research, then I will go for the research. And then after having some information to that thing, then I make a decision on that.
Um, how do you know something's accurate or not?
Yeah, tell me again.
How do you know if something is accurate or not?
Uh, it depends. Sometimes 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 result doesn't. Take an example when I'm doing the digital marketing project. So most of the time, with my experience, I know that if I'm going to do this thing, it's going to produce the result. But I know that with failures, I'm going to learn. With every failure, I'm going to learn new things. So slowly, I'm going to my decision making process is going to become good eventually. So that way, I'm going to learn the new thing. And if thing doesn't come accurate, then I'm going to do the trial and error thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do again and again
Okay. So how do you know if
and
someone's giving
find
you
a different.
accurate information?
But again,
How do you know if someone's giving you accurate information?
I will going to find the sources related to that thing, and I also going to find the opposing sources as well, who is going to tell the opposing thing about that thing. If take an example, if some say that the Earth is round, I'm going to find some sources on internet, what's the reason behind it, and I am also going to find some opposing sources as well, so that I'm going to try to find both the common ground is there. And if I find that yeah, that is a common ground, then I will go for that thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What do you think is your best asset to a team?
Mm, my future oriented thinking and my decision making. Mm, 2 3 years ago, I do not have assertiveness, but currently I have assertiveness. So I do not give any. For me, the rationality is more important than feeling of my employer. So I will always tell my employees that I will going to take a decision. I'm going to explain them what that decision is going to cause them. But if that going to improve the productivity of the team, then I'm going to do it.
Okay. What's 3 words someone would say about you?
3 words: intelligent, uh, intelligent. Always try to learn new things. But and the third one is I think I don't know what is the word, but I try to help others as well. Take an example, if I learn any new thing, so I'm also going to share that knowledge, so that that knowledge is going to become, because when I'm going to repeat those knowledge to other guys, then it stick with me, with my memory. So I also try to share that knowledge with other guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are your 2023 goals?
2023 goals. Actually, I want to reduce my weight right now, because I start working on my weight. So in 2022, in 2021, I have uh, 110 kg weight, and then after by running, I decreased it to 65 kg in 2022, and then someone is told me that if you want to gain the muscle, then you have to bulk it. So I bulk it right now. So currently my weight is 85, so I have to do the cutting right now. So that is my aim in my body. And in career wise, I want to increase my salary, because I have right now I have the highest position in my company. So I want to increase my salary right now in 2000. And the third in Poker wise, I want to go in upper stakes in cash game.
Mm-hmm.
How do you,
Go ahead, Sean.
how do you feel about authority and being told what to do?
Actually, if the authority is competent one, then I'm going to respect it. But if I find that authority is not competent one, then it is very hard for me to follow them. But when you are in job, you have to follow those guys. But I will going to find any. I'm going to try to give lots of interview to other companies as well, because I know that I'm not going to gel with those guys. So, and office politics is also going to play a major role for me, because if I find in any company to go ahead, you have to do the politics, then I'm going to try to find another company where they will see the competence and meritocracy, the major way to promote anyone.
So you got anything?
So I have a favor to ask. Can you talk like just a hair slower? We're having a little understanding you.
Okay,
You,
Yeah,
you talk really
bro.
fast.
Like,
okay,
I ain't
okay,
gonna lie to you, man. I
okay,
can't even write down what you're saying because you're saying it so fast.
okay,
But
okay.
I
I
mean,
will try to speak slow.
I think I know your type, but like I can't really write down anything because you're talking so fast.
Okay, okay. I will try to speak slow.
Okay.
You have to tell me before that thing when it started, so that, because I don't know about it. Because if I am pronouncing wrong, then you have to tell me, yeah, I can't understand your pronunciation, so that I find any synonyms related to that thing, so that it will become easy for you to understand. Because in Indian English and American English is little bit different
Mhm.
in pronunciation.
I think you pronounce the things fine. It's just like you're at like 3 times normal talking speed, you know?
Sorry for that.
Like 3 times normal talking speed. It's like I'm like picking up, I'm like trying to grab things up.
Maybe it is due to nervousness.
Yeah, that's definitely talking that fast is definitely progression. But yeah. So what are 3 things that are important to you? And you can't use saying
Three things like uh, honesty, uh, loyalty, and assertiveness. Diet nature.
what do you think separates you from the next person?
Mm, I will try to look things in a mature way, because right now I am also reading so many books, so that oh sorry, uh, right now I'm reading so many books, so I will try to take some notes from that thing and try to help other guys with that knowledge. So that is some kind, that thing make me different from others, because if I am taking an example, if I learn anything related to taking a, right now I'm reading Rational Meal by Rolo Tomasi. So if I learn any new thing from that thing, and if some of my friend is simping, so I will tell them like, you do not do this kind of thing, that kind of thing.
Okay. You seem like a pretty successful person. What would be something you would suggest to other people?
Mm, Can you repeat the question? I don't understand that thing. You
What is
what
something
kind
you
of
would
adjustment?
what is something you would suggest to other people? Like a skill or whatnot, or
Well, actually, I think the digital marketing is a very good skill, because with digital marketing, they can promote them very easily to anyone. If they are introvert and if they are extrovert, digital marketing is a very good skill. But most of the people is going to say that sales is the number one, but I think digital marketing is a good one, because I learned digital marketing by my own.
Mhm, mhm.
What do you think your biggest weaknesses are?
Mm, Not remain in the present moment sometimes, and my social skills.
Mhm. What do you think is bad about your social skills? Just
Sometimes I go in my mind and thinking something, and the other guy, when the other guy is speaking, I do not try to listen that thing. I am thinking about and making something in my mind at that time. So at that time, there some awkward pauses will come, and I do not like that kind of thing because I am uh, uh, based on my experience, I think I'm an introvert.
okay. Um, what's one thing you think you could possibly go to jail for? Just random.
Mm, Therefore, trying to grab the power from the authority.
Trying to grab the power from the authority. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. What do you think? mm, who's a role model you look up to?
Currently, uh, first one is unknown stranger. I I forgot. I can't pronounce the surname. Unknown stranger, the bodybuilder, the intj one.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah.
And the second one is amputate,
Angie Tate.
uh, but not in every area because. But I like uh, I like some concept of that guy and not so many. And because I know that everybody has some flaws as well, so I can't follow everything of the that guy.
Mhm.
Same with Arnold Scandal. And third one is with Vijay Jamewal. It is an Indian actor, and he's also a vegan guy, and he's very good physique. He has
Okay.
a very good physique. So,
What are some things that cause you to feel stressed out?
stress from. I think if I get any very less time to do things because uh, maybe the perfection syndrome is going to come in out because when I try to do things in any project, so I want to do it little bit perfect, not too much because I know the perfection kills the productivity, but I try to do little things perfectly. So it needs time. So if somebody give me that kind of deadline, which are very hard for me to meet the project in a perfect way, then it give me some stress.
Okay. What has been give me two life-changing events that have happened to you and why you think they were life-changing.
Life into my mind. Uh, the first one is when I got dropped out from my college in VIT.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, because I dropped out because of digital marketing, my mother and father told me that you have to pursue the BTech degree, engineering in computer science. And I know about coding, but not too much. And at that time, I started my blog and try to run that blog. So I need time for that blog. So I drop out that thing. And the second one is when I got betrayed by my girlfriend in last 3 years ago. So I started learning about red pill and this kind of thing. Because before that, I'm very nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Um, hmm. So you got anything? Or Thomas?
What's something you can't live without? It can be anything. It could be something concrete, something abstract, anything that comes to mind.
Actually, I want to think about the abstract things more because when I'm reading anything and when I'm learning new thing, I want to think about okay, how this thing can help me in future. So if that thing is not going to help me in future, then not going to read it. And the concrete thing meaning be in the present moment, I think I am right now struggling with that thing.
If you could have anything that you don't currently have right now, what would that be?
If I have anything which I do not have currently right now.
Something, yeah, something that you don't have right now, but that you would really like to have if you could have it. It could be anything.
I think so. I know the most of my questions come with social skills, but currently I'm improving on that thing.
What would you like to be remembered for?
I think a leader who promote the veganism in the entire world.
Really?
Yeah, with my business. If or otherwise, I'm going to become a YouTuber related to that thing.
What do you think is one of the biggest problems in the world?
The biggest problem. The first one is less people know about veganism because in India, less than 1% people are know about veganism. And the second one is I think more people know about red pill things. Yeah, how the things work between how not. I think family is important in this world because in India there's in rural India there are so many problems associated with women right now. But in urban India, currently the family is not producing very good results.
Mhm.
So I think red pill knowledge is necessary for the world as well.
Okay. Phil, you got anything?
What is your biggest fear in life?
Not achieve the substantial success in my life.
Was that?
If I do not achieve a substantial success in my life.
Hmm. This is tough.
Well, in addition to what you've already talked about, what would you say annoys you or bothers you in your day-to-day life?
Mm, If somebody is trying to take my alone time, take an example. I have fixed my routine right now. So if somebody is come to bother me when I do not want to, then that thing make me a little bit stressed.
If you could have any job in the world, what would it be?
You said vegan.
Oh,
I think you should also ask. Yeah.
Yeah, vegan. The vegan. Oh, you said you were in stocks, right? Yeah, you talked about that earlier. Are you in crypto or
Mhm.
anything like that? NFTs? What do you think about that?
Actually, I invested in what is the name of that one? Matic. I invested very little amount in Matic, and then after it increased 200 times. So I think I invested that thing, but I see cryptocurrency as a not a viable source to get to uh, earn a wealth, to earn the amount, to earn the wealth. I think stock market and stocks is a good way to earn the wealth because right now there are lots of fluctuations coming in cryptocurrency,
Hmm.
and currently the market is down for cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm. Um, if you could live in any time period, where would you live and why? Could be in the future, past, it doesn't matter.
In any time period, I want to live in the future. I want to see what I'm doing at that time.
You said what?
I want to live in the future. I want to see what I'm doing at that time because past is happened. What I can change about it.
Hmm. Okay. Um. Um. hmm.
What's a skill you think everyone should know?
Say it again. What's the
Like
scale?
yeah, what is a skill you think everyone should know?
So what the skill? I think I have much already asked that person. I have told digital marketing.
Hmm. I think you already
I
you
have
already answered that.
Oh,
Um.
really?
Yeah. What are your favorite holidays?
favorite holidays. Uh, Actually, I want to go. There is a one place in India, Jammu Kashmir. It is a very cold area, a snow area. So I want to go there because I feel very peaceful there.
Very
So
peaceful.
lots,
Hmm.
so it is not very chaotic there.
That's odd. Um. hmm. How was your? Can you walk us through your last day?
Today,
Yeah.
yeah, I went to my office. No, in the morning, I go to the gym. I wake up around 4:30. Then after I I prepare my meal and gym meal. At a 6 o'clock, I go to my gym, and from 6 to 8:30, I do my gym thing, and then after I came back, I take my post workout meal, and at 10 o'clock, I go to the office. From 10 to 5, I have an office when I come to office after 5 o'clock. Then after my friends told me then they have to some work related to something, so I go with them. And when I came back at 9 o'clock, I messaged Cody related to the Zoom link, and that's and I'm waiting right now.
Okay, dope. Shirley, what are you thinking?
Um,
It's gonna be shooting in the dark, huh?
yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to be honest with you. It's very hard to understand you. But
Okay,
uh, I'm gonna go with what we think we got here. Okay. We noticed that you're pragmatic. Like one of the things that you said was that you like you go to jail for taking power away from authority. So I'm gonna say pragmatic there. So that eliminates 8 types. Um, when you talked, a lot of things that you talk about is like future focus. A lot of things you talk about, like you learn certain things for like the future, um, or like you have trouble staying in the present. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're abstract and pragmatic. With that being said, that makes you an NT. What we
okay,
noticed, you're progression focused.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all about the journey. That eliminates you down to 2 types, INTJ or ENTP. Dude, you're informative, so you're ENTP. Uh,
Also, when he just walked us through his day, that seemed like very SI,
yeah,
um, from an SII perspective. So,
yeah.
um,
And when you talk,
actually,
huh?
I have some doubt because when I give lots of MBTI exam, in that I got INTJ.
Yeah,
really,
INTJ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
and
know. I have some doubt related to ENTP. That is why I come to give that. I want to attend this Zoom meeting because I have some doubt to ENTP. Because when I see that I do not think I'm an initiator. I
Huh?
do not initiate too. I do not initiate too much.
he
Do
doesn't
you
think
think
he's
I
an
initiate?
initiator.
Oh, oh. Well, the thing about ENTPs is they are like the most introverted extrovert of all of them.
Hmm.
Um, and they like my brother, he doesn't care to initiate. But the thing is when he starts talking, he just goes. Like he just goes. And then he'll be bouncing from one subject to the next, to the other one, to the next, to the next. Oh, I think you're frozen.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm lagging, I think. Yeah, now I
Okay.
can see. Yeah.
So, like a lot of ENTPs, they are like what you would call like to a degree introverted. They're not like the most like outgoing-ish people. And especially if they have like a very strong TI parent. If they have a very strong TI parent,
Okay.
then they're going to be even more to a degree introverted. Because they're not in reality.
But one more thing, you can know that I take lots of source or external sources. I'm taking so many names, so I'm using T too much. If you think extrovert thinking, because when I watch your videos, you are saying that if you are using lots of other names while talking, then I'm using T at the time. And what about? I do not think I'm an introvert thinker. But if I'm an ENTP, then I have some personal related because I already write. I know about that I'm an NT type, so I already write some person in my document. So can I ask that person to you?
I could barely understand you, man.
Okay, okay.
You got
I'm telling you that.
gotta remember.
Okay,
You got to
I'm going to
slow
speak
down.
slowly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
So what I'm asking that, I know that before this meeting, I know that I'm an NT type. So I already write some question related to each NT type like ENTJ, INTP, ENTP. So can I ask some questions related to ENTP type so that I will know that is this one is the correct one for me?
Oh, so you're trying to ask for other people that are ENTPs? That we asking?
I'm going to ask questions to you because I have some pattern. I have some pattern in my life, mostly resembling INTJ. So if I want to ask some question related, so I want to ask one question to you. So I'm going to start one first question. Is it okay?
Yeah, I'm getting down to that.
You are not getting it. Just wait.
I think your connection's not great either.
Yeah,
Yeah, you go in and out with your
Okay,
connection for sure. I think I mean I definitely think you're either INTJ or ENTP. It's very clear that you're progression focused, you're an NT. I guess what I would say though is that if you were an INTJ, you're coming across as very initiating. Like you have no problem like speaking up and like, saying what you have to say. Where I think INTJ is more.
Because I'm
See,
currently learning.
you just initiated right there. You initiated.
Okay. Now I understand.
See, so whereas I normally I'm an INTJ, I'll wait for somebody to stop talking before like I'll make a point. But I would say I think we're pretty confident that you're one of those two types. But I do think that ENTP probably makes more sense. But again, we are kind of having trouble hearing you with the connection and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think there is room for error, but yeah.
So can I ask questions related to some ENTP type? I want to ask some questions related to ENTP type.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to
what did you say, Shannon?
said he's going to ask some questions related to the ENTP.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, some questions. Okay.
We're waiting.
Okay. The first one is if I'm an ENTP, then I do not feel like an initiator. I already asked that question to you. Can you tell me why I'm not in there? How to stop my signing object syndrome issue? I'm always attracted to new things, and after learning enough about them, then I will stop working on them without leveraging the opportunity. Can you understand?
Uh,
Can I send it in chat?
You got to slow it down, almost like we're retarded. Like almost go so slow that you think we're stupid. That's how slow
I'm going to type on chat.
Okay, you could do that.
Okay. Woo!
That might be a bit. That's a better idea.
Yeah, see, you just brainstorm that shit. See, that's any. Holy shit. Jelly, I don't even know how I even like, I don't even know. This like, woo.
Okay.
How to stop my shining object syndrome issue. I'm always attracted to new things and after learning enough about them. Dude, that's an anything. That's any. How to stop shining object syndrome. I'm always attracted to new things. So that's NE. That's extroverted intuition. It's always on to the next thing. Like as soon as they figure out something, it's on to the next, you know. It's just I think you just gotta be able to get more control of the NESI perspective. So you're ENTP, so your NE is way up there, and then your SI is down here. And if you want to kind of stop that, you need to kind of bring it up a little bit, you know, bring the SI up a little bit.
Okay.
So you have to implement things from SI perspective to slow down the NE. Or you can try a different thing. This is what I recommend. This is just my theory. I think if you actually work on your SE and work on being in and actually care about being like in the physical world, I think it will lessen the NE to effect, which will allow you to do a lot more things. And that's just paying attention to the physical world, using SE more and actually caring about it. Because the ENTP's mindset is they don't really care about SE. They don't actually care about reality. But I think if you're able to
SE means extroverted sensing or introverted sensing. What you are talking about? SI?
So your SE,
Extroverted sensing.
your SE is in the A spot. So that's the demon. So like let's say for instance, my demon is FE. My personality type generally has the mindset that we don't care about how people feel. And what that does is we believe shallowly that that allows us to be productive. But the truth is, if I actually care about other people, then I will be even more productive. But my hero function believes in itself in a very shallow point of view. It believes if we don't care about other people's feelings, we'll be the most productive. But that's actually not the truth. This is just my theory. I think the demon lies to, well, not the demon lies to us, but we have lied to ourselves that we believe that we don't have to use the A function or we don't have to care about it. But in actuality, if we're actually able to actually care about it and use it, then everything else will flow a lot better for us as people. So yeah.
Okay, one more question.
So I would say care about being more in the moment. Try to work more on like SE related things, like being in the moment.
Like routine.
Huh?
Like so, okay, be in the moment. I'm trying meditation right now.
Yeah.
To be in the
Meditate.
moment.
I think that can help. Yeah, for sure.
You got any other questions?
Right.
Okay.
I write it.
Okay. If I am ENTP, if this, so that's a, if this, then that. See, that's a TI statement. Then I'll start working on them. Not better than
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that. The traveler part.
So ENTP are not everything. Because I have met one ENTP in my life, and he always like to traveling. Most of the and ENF one ENFP as well. They always talk about going there and going out.
I think that's a more of a nurture aspect of things, like a nurture thing, than a actual like I think cognitive function type thing.
Mhm.
So I don't think you can really answer that question, just because it's a nurture perspective. Um,
I think, well, yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I think that, ENTPs, on the other hand, they can often be kind of stuck in a comfort zone. Like the people they make friends with when they're young, then the places that they're used to. I think it can, on the one hand, it can be hard to leave them behind, but then on the other hand, I think they're constantly dealing with boredom and wanting to seek out new experiences. So there's kind of like that conflict there. So the ones that that are travelers, it's probably because they want to experience new things. If I had to make a guess at it, I don't know these people personally, but I think, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of ENTPs actually have the opposite problem where they just stay in whatever area they came from with they may have the same friends that they always had, and they don't make new friends. So
and another
Yeah,
thing,
this I think I have this point. This is good. I think I have this. Because it take time for me to make new friends. But when I make that new friends, then I'm going to stick with those guys. And if there's some new friends as well, then I'm going to forget about that thing.
and another thing I would say is that um, maybe you see ENTPs as travelers because the more they travel, the more they can use NE, man. Like more possibilities they can play with. So that's the hero function. So traveling will allow them to see more things and allow them to play with more extroverted intuition.
And another question I want to ask is, take an example, if I want to grow, so in many books is written, I have to work on my second function, which is introverted thinking. How
Mhm.
can I improve my introverted thinking so that
I,
I can grow?
I think you're doing a good job on it already. When we asked about how you know something's true or false, you talked about how you pull different articles, opposing views, and you look at the things that's for it, and then you compare, contrast, and then you come up with what you believe that is actually the real truth. So that is
Mm.
the definition of a well-developed TI perspective because you're looking
Okay.
at you're not just looking at one. The only thing I could say is probably read more because that'll allow you
mhm,
to acquire
yeah.
more.
Mhm.
But I think do you pretty good in the TI department.
And how can extroverted feeling is going to play a part in my life? Because currently I'm not trying to bond with everyone because I think the third person is you already say in one video कि you are always trying to use the your third person because it is also going to give you some comfort, but is also going to create some nuisance in your life. So I it is very hard for me to see I am using extrovert feeling currently
Mhm.
because I do not see me as a harmonious person.
Um,
Not understand.
so I think when it comes to using extroverted feeling, you gotta remember TI and FE are on the axis. So you use more TI, you're gonna be using less FE. But I think overall, FE allows you to recharge and makes you feel good to help people. I think maybe your whole thing about the veganism is more of an FE approach or whatnot.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
so I mean, you're using FE, you just don't really notice it as much as you would notice like
Mhm.
extroverted intuition. That's just my thought.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but we got another one at 3, so we gotta go.
Okay,
Unfortunately.
man. Thanks
Just
for
message
that.
us. Any questions you got, and we'll try to just message me or whatnot. Any questions, and I'll try to best answer them. Okay. Uh,
Okay, I will message you. Otherwise, I will message the both. Message.
you can put it in the group, or you can message me. It doesn't matter. But what we got here, we think your best fit type is the ENTP. But
Mhm.
I mean, it's up to you. you're the last say of what your personality type is. But all we
I'm
can
going to discuss. I'm going to discuss about it. And
Yeah.
then after,
Yeah.
thanks.
So thank you. Have a great day, brother.
Yeah, be easy, buddy.
You too. You. Okay. Bye.